Hare Krishna devotees, welcome to Sloka Day. Today's Sloka is Sloka number 12 of chapter 14. Lobhah pravrittirarambhah
Lobhah pravarti arambhah
karmanam ashamah spruha
karmanam asamaspruha
rajasyetani jayante
rajasetani jayante
vivriddhe bharatarshapha.
vivritte paradarshava.
Word for word meaning, translation and purport by His Divine Grace Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Prabhupada ki jai. Lobha,
Lobha,
greed,
greed,
pravrittihi,
pravrittihi,
activity,
activity,
arambha,
arambhah,
endeavor,
endeavor,
karmanam,
karmanam,
inactivities,
inactivities,
ashamaha,
ashamaha,
uncontrollable,
uncontrollable,
praha,
spruha,
desire,
desire,
rajasi,
rajasi,
of the mode of passion,
of the mode of passion,
etani,
yetani,
all these,
all these,
jayante,
jayante,
develop,
develop,
vivriddhe,
vivritte,
when there is an excess,
when there is an excess,
bharata rishabha,
Bharata Rishapa,
O chief of the descendants of Bharata.
or chief of the descendants of Bharata,
Translation, O chief of the Bharatas,
or chief of the Bharatas,
when there is an increase in the mode of passion,
when there is an increase in the mode of passion,
the symptoms of great attachment,
the symptoms of great attachment,
fruitive activity,
fruitive activity,
intense endeavor,
intense endeavor,
and uncontrollable desire and hankering develop.
and uncontrollable desire and hankering develop.
So Prabhupada has written a short purport. One in the mode of passion is never satisfied with the position he has already acquired. He hankers to increase his position, which means Prabhupada is saying no matter what we get after working very hard, we're never satisfied. We want to accomplish something more. We want to do something more. We want to acquire something more. So we're never ever satisfied with what we have. We are never content with whatever the Lord has given us naturally with minimum or the necessary effort that is required. If he wants to construct a residential house, he tries his best to have a palatial house, as if he would be able to reside in that house eternally. So actually, when I read that sentence, it makes me think there are so many things that we do that absolutely don't make sense. If we genuinely understand that we are spirit souls, then we would not be worried about anything else except our spiritual. But anyway, we are all fallen, so therefore we get attached to so many different things. And he develops a great hankering for sense gratification. There is no end to sense gratification. So once you buy a palatial house, then you have to worry about decorating it. Once you've decorated, then you have to worry about maintaining it. And once something is broken, you have to worry about fixing it. And this process just goes on endlessly. He always wants to remain with his family and in his house and to continue the process of sense gratification. There is no cessation. Cessation means end. There is no end of this. All these symptoms should be understood as characteristic of the mode of passion. So now that we've read about the mode of goodness, and now we're reading about the mode of passion. We already know a little bit about the mode of ignorance. You can understand clearly that all of us come under the influence of all three. So it takes a lot of consciousness to go beyond this. Of course, Krishna says if you surrender to me, you can easily cross over these three modes. That he has already told us in chapter 8. This may raise a question that, is it that a person becomes greedy? This is a commentary by His Grace Chaitanya Charan. So the question is, do we become greedy because that's just programmed into us? Or do we become greedy due to external pressures? That's the question that Chaitanya Charan Prabhu is asking us. And the answer to that is both. So which is, are we greedy by disposition, which means internally from our past life we are carrying that greed, or we are greedy because we experience pressure from the outside world? So the answer to that question is both. Actually, it is both. It is a matter of disposition as well as imposition. Things that you are carrying within you from many lifetimes, and things that are imposed, in the sense the environment also forces or compels you to chase things. Imposition, not in terms of fatalistic force. It is not that irresistible force is there, but certain people are by nature more greedy than others because of their past karma. But beyond that, some people are placed in circumstances or choose circumstances which provoke greed in them. For example, if a person watching a lot of advertisements or watches TV which describes huge amount of material prosperity, then because of that they start thinking, oh, this is wonderful, this is the way I wanted to live, and that fuels greed more and more. So it is a combination of both. Things that desires that you're carrying from your previous life, as well as what you allow yourself to be exposed to. Pretty soon you become conditioned and believe that only if you have that, you will also be happy. Imagine a river with three different currents going in three ways, which means the three modes. A boat person can choose which current to get into. But once a person chooses the current, then the waves will take the person in that direction. So once you've made a decision, then even though you're in a boat and you've selected a particular stream of water, there were three streams, but the waves and the force of the waves in each of these streams will push you forward. So there is some amount of choice which current to place oneself in. So you can choose what you want to watch on TV. If you watch TV shows that encourage you to acquire wealth and pomp and get fame or whatever it is, then you become influenced. Your consciousness starts becoming influenced by it. But let us say today many TV channels are the Bhakti TV channels. If you watch Bhakti TV channels all day, yeah, maybe you're in the mode of goodness. Similarly, if you watch TV channels where they're talking about negative things only, then it will take you towards Tamoguna. So we are forced to act as we choose to desire. So the minute you have chosen, after that, the nature forces you to go in a particular direction. But the choice is yours always. The choice to select that particular stream is yours. So a wise man will understand, okay, will observe which stream is going to benefit me the most from a spiritual perspective. Now, one of the reason I selected this, Chaitanya Charan Prabhu has written like 10, 12 commentaries on each of these shlokas on the gunas. So you can go to his website, Gita Daily, and read all of them. Each one is just a gem. But I selected this because I totally get confused with this oftentimes. So normally we think if we're busy, we're productive. So we shouldn't think that if we are busy, you're doing something great. But we always look at others who are lazy and think we're better off than them because at least we are keeping ourselves busy. But keeping yourself busy with what? That's the question. We often have a heavy workload that makes us rush in a frenzy from one task to the next. Though we are active, working hard, our frenzied work is frequently unproductive. Just as a fan that moves at a very high speed but gets nowhere, our mind whirls around in anxiety from one thing to the next without getting much done. I thought that's a beautiful analogy. Fan is moving at great speed. It's not moving anywhere. Similarly, your mind is moving at great speed, but you're not actually getting anything concrete done. In many cases, the mental overdrive can even lead to problems such as ADHD, which is called attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. Even if that doesn't happen, still the whirling mind can exhaust us. And even before we get mentally tired, our mental overdrive sabotages our ability to focus adequately so as to get things done properly. Due to the inattention, we often have to undo and redo things, thereby eroding further our time and energy resources. We are active, but we aren't productive. Unfortunately, not realizing the difference between the two, we struggle to work harder, doing more activity, and get into greater anxiety, thereby further depleting our productivity. So we can be busy, but thoughtful busy. Or we can be busy without actually thinking and then end up doing a lot of things again and again. Such mental overdrive characterizes the mode of passion, which the Bhagavad Gita 14.12 indicates, impels us to insatiable desire and unceasing activity. The Gita contrasts passion with goodness, the goodness which we covered in the shloka yesterday, wherein our senses are illumined with knowledge, enabling us to do things effectively. So if your senses is illumined with knowledge, you will know which stream to choose of the three streams. We can raise ourselves from passion to goodness by spiritual practices such as meditation. However, we feel that our resources are already strained to breaking point and beyond. And so we think that taking time out for spiritual activities such as meditation is an utterly unaffordable luxury. See, that is the crux of the matter. Many people, when we talk to them and ask them to chant, they will say, but I don't have time. They don't have that luxury. Yet the truth is that often we most need a break for meditation when we feel we have the least time for it. So we have to make time to chant 16 rounds every day. If we keep saying we don't have time, then we are literally physically killing ourselves, killing our spirituality as well. So we are damaging our physical health, and of course, what to speak of spiritual health. Why should we create time for meditation? Because meditation shifts the mode in which we function, thereby enabling us access to the clarity of goodness and thus translate our activity into not anxiety but productivity. So, if we understood the three modes, then we will make time for chanting, we will make time for reading, for attending classes, for taking sadhu sangha, etc. So that is why the Lord is warning us this Rajogun, it just leads to uncontrollable desire. It just leads to greed. And this is definitely a spiritual downfall for us if we allow ourselves to go in that direction.
If you like our videos, please subscribe to our channel and turn on the bell notification. If you'd like to join our classes every day, please check the details in the description section of this video. We look forward to serving you.